Hello, in this video we're going to look through a few questions where having a good calculator can come in very useful. Here I'm using a Casio calculator. If you have a Sharp calculator, then you can roughly follow the same steps. If you haven't bought a calculator yet this year, then maybe I would suggest buying a Casio calculator because it seems to be the easiest to use, and you can type expressions in to the calculator exactly as you see them written down on the page. Now, I'm going to go through some of the maths in this video a little bit faster than I normally do. In the second question, we're asked to find the maximum of a function. There is another video made that goes through that a bit more carefully than I will go through it in this video. So I'm sorry for not maybe explaining the maths as carefully as in other videos because I don't want the video to run on too long. So it's mainly just about to show you how good the calculator is and not as much about how to do the maths in the question. Anyway, we'll start off. So we'll just look at the first question here. It's a compound interest type of question. So what do we have? We have part 1. What is the future value of €500 in 7 years if the interest rate is 3% compound interest per annum? So what do we need? Well, we need our compound interest formula. So let's just write that down, and if you don't know it, it's in the log tables. So we have P by 1 plus I up to the T is equal to the final value. Remember, P is the money I put in at the start, I is the interest rate, and T is the number of time intervals. So what do we have? We put in 500. The interest rate is 3%. And time is 7 years. Okay, so let's just go straight to the calculator and type all of that in exactly as we see it. So we have 500, 1 plus 3. Now see there, the percentage is written down in yellow. So to activate that yellow part, I need to press the shift button beforehand. So now I have my 3%, close bracket, and put it up to the power of 7. What do I get? 614.936. Now I only want 2 decimal places, so I'm going to bump that 3 up to a 4. So what do I have? 614.94. Okay. The next part, how many years will it take for the investment to double in value? Now, in the previous question, remember, I was looking for the final value. What will the value be after the 7 years? Now, in this part, I know what it's going to be at the end. It's double the value. So if I started with 500, it's going to be the final value will be 1,000. So what I'm looking for the time. So let's write down the formula again. We have P 1 plus I up to the T equals the final value. Now remember, as I said, I know what I started with, 500. I know what I'm finishing with. Double the value means 1,000. I still know what the interest rate is, but I'm looking for the time. So let's sub everything in again that we know. We have 500, 1 plus 3%, up to the T equals 1,000. Now, when I have the variable I'm looking for T, the letter I'm looking for, it's stuck up there in the power. I can't just suddenly say T equals, because T is sort of stuck to that 1 plus 3%, and I need to somehow get rid of the 1 plus 3%. But before I do that, I can easily get rid of this 500, because if he's been multiplied by something on this side, then I can divide him by the other side. So what do I have? I have 1 plus 3% up to the T equals 1,000 over 500. Now again, if you're having trouble with fractions, just let the calculator worry about it. What do I have? 1,000 on the top. What did I do there? I pressed the fraction button. 1,000 on the top. Press the down key and go to type in 500, and I have a 2 there. Now, okay, so again, I still have the problem that the variable I'm looking for is stuck up in the power. Now what I'm gonna do here, I'm gonna make the most use out of the calculator, and see this button here, that log button. This is a great button because not only can I take the log of anything in here, but I can choose any base. So maybe old calculators were fixed, you could only have the base log the base 2 or 10, but I can write down any base in the small box and take the log of anything in this big box. So I'm going to use some logs rules here, and again I'm going to use some logs rules here, and what I'm going to do, I'm going to take the log to the base, that there. Why am I doing that? You'll see that. You'll see in a minute. I'm going to put the base as 1 plus 3% of the entire left hand side. So 1 plus 3% up to the t. Now whatever I do to one side, I must do to the other. 1 plus 3% of 2. Now this might look, it kind of looks weird even when you're writing it down, but since there's this great button, the calculator, I can choose any base I want, so the calculator won't mind this. Now the next thing, another log rule that you might remember is that when a power is up here, I'll just change that colour, when a power is up there, it can come down to the front of the log, like that. So what do I have? I have t, and what I'll be left with is this here. Now, but another log rule that you might remember is when you're the log of something, if I'm taking the log of something but the base is the same. What do I mean? When see there, the base and what I'm taking the log of match. When that happens, they cancel out and I'm left with a 1. So altogether I'm just left with t on that side, because this term here is just equal to 1, and t by 1 equals 1. So altogether I have t equals, and this stuff here, the log of the base 1 plus 3% of 2, straight over to the calculator, and press the arrow key to get back into the small box, type in your 1 plus 3%, remember the percentage button's in yellow, so press shift to get it, and put your 2 in the big box here, and I'm left with 23.4. I'm going to take it as 4.5. Now, and maybe we'll say one more thing. Remember, this is interest, and interest is only added to an account at the end of each year. You know, I don't get interest halfway through the 23rd year. I either get it at the end of the 22nd year or the end of the 23rd year. So the next interest the next time I receive interest is at the very end of the 23rd year. So we can think of that as being 24 full years. So I take my final answer as 24 years.